welcome to Live Interactive English. I'm Mike.
I'm Rainbow.
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm just having this banana. It's really helpful. Every time before we film, I get super hungry.
Okay, so you're having a banana.
Ah.
Okay, well, it's time to film, so hopefully you can wrap that up. But before you do wrap that up, I should warn you, you got to be careful how you get rid of that.
Should I just throw it on the floor?
No, you shouldn't. Someone could walk through here, fall, and sue us for millions of dollars. Have you never watched a cartoon before?
Have you ever seen a real person slip on a banana peel?
In the cartoons? Absolutely, every single time.
What about in real life?
No.
I have actually slipped on a banana peel before.
In real life? Or
but it was a wet floor.
It was a wet floor with
And there was a peel on the ground.
So you could have slipped for any reason. Okay, well, I've slipped on ice in Canada, but there were no bananas around. But you're right, it is something we often see in cartoons.
It could be dangerous. We don't know,
And apart from you, I have never met anyone in real life who slipped on a banana peel. So the article we're looking at today asks a really good question. Are banana peels actually slippery?
I'll tell you something about banana peels, though.
Okay.
You know what they're really good for?
Being slipping and falling?
They're good for your face. You can kind of exfoliate your face with a banana peel.
Okay.
There are good nutrients in here.
Right, okay.
And your body too.
Okay.
Instead of slipping on them, you can use it in different ways. Be more sustainable.
Okay, so as you're walking along, you slip on the banana peel, you fall, you scream in pain because you hurt your back.
But you have to save the
And then
peel.
immediately you start making your skin look beautiful. You can't walk, but you're gonna have great skin. And you might even be in a cartoon. Who knows? We're gonna come to the answer. We're gonna find out answers for some of these questions in this article as we look at this really, really important question. Everyone in the world is talking about this. Are banana peels actually slippery? Let's find out.
Are banana peels really as slippery as they seem in cartoons? Well, the truth is that fresh banana peels aren't very slippery. The real danger lies in their rotten ones. When pressure is applied to banana peels, they release a slippery gel-like substance, and older peels have more of this substance. The gel is found inside the fruit's cell walls. When the banana peel is stepped on, the cell walls are crushed and the gel is released.
All right, so yes, our title is our question. Are banana peels actually slippery? And it's probably no surprise, this is a one-day article. This is not a big, complicated question, but it is an interesting question because as we mentioned, in many cartoons, whenever someone drops a banana peel on the floor, it instantly makes that part of the floor, or at least the banana peel, very slippery. And to slip is to kind of slide along something that doesn't allow your foot or whatever to kind of stick to the ground. If you're walking on ice, if someone spilt some water in a shower or oil or something like that, it can be very slippery and it makes it makes it very easy for your feet to slide out from under you and suddenly you find yourself falling. So if something is like that, if something is likely to make you slip, like the floor or the ground covered in ice or water, then we say that surface, that area, that thing is slippery. As it says here, the floor is slippery, so be careful. I guess another place you see it is if they mop the floor, right, in a store. They'll put that sign.
Slippery.
Exactly. So are banana peels really slippery, like we often are told they are?
Yes, the article says, are banana peels really as slippery as they seem in cartoons? Well, the truth is that fresh banana peels aren't very slippery. The real danger lies in the rotten ones. That's right.
Okay.
If they're really darkened, there are spots on it, and they're rotten, then that gets really, really slimy and slippery and could be dangerous. Now, if something is rotten, that is not a good idea for you to eat it because it means it is no longer fresh. It smells really bad. There might be flies there. You should have eaten it in 2 days and then you didn't eat it. And then it just got yucky. That means rotten. Rotten food, bad food. Don't eat it. I threw away the rotten apples that were in the fridge. They're probably moldy and brown and you don't want them there anymore. You got to get rid of it because it could really affect the other food there. So we don't like things that are rotten. Let's get rid of them.
All right. Now it says here's the science of it all. When pressure is applied to banana peels, they release a slippery gel-like substance. And older peels have more of this substance.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, we had that word rotten. That would be an adjective. Rot is the verb. So as bananas rot, this oil that's kind of inside the skin that normally you wouldn't even feel or anything like that, it comes out more as the skin gets thinner and sort of fades away. The oil is left and it releases more and more of that oil. Then, of course, if you step on it, it will be much more slippery. To release is basically to let something go, often in a kind of a natural way, all right? When we're talking about plants and animals, they release certain things. Our bodies release smells as we do stuff. Certain animals release different chemicals into the air when they're looking for boyfriends and girlfriends, when they're looking to mate. And of course, plants release pollen and stuff, and that floats through the air and creates more plants. And plants also release wonderful smells to attract people and bees and things like that. So they're kind of letting it go. They're putting it out there into the environment. And as I said, with animals and plants, this is a natural thing, but it can also be unnatural like this. Many factories release dangerous chemicals into the air. If the factory was a giant flower, that would be wonderful, but it's not. It's a big building, and instead of releasing lovely flower smells, it's releasing pollution and other poisonous substances.
Okay, and so this black substance that we're talking about, or this disgusting chemical substance, it's a thing, you know, you don't really know what it is, but maybe it's sticky, maybe it's wet, maybe it's oily, it's things, what they're made of, and it could be mysterious, especially if it's a chemical, or if it's something that's not good for the environment, or if it's leaking, you might want to say, what is that? You want to smell it? You want to see what that substance is? Is it good? Is it bad? There is a black substance under the car that appears to be oil. So it's a thing, it's like a liquid, but we're not really sure. We might have to smell it, it might be gross. Okay, so the sentence is talking about this gel. The gel is found inside the fruit cell walls. So we're talking about that banana. When the banana peel is stepped on, the cell walls are crushed and the gel is released. You've stepped on a rotten banana before, you know, your shoe gets really sticky and you might smell, or it might be a bit hard to clean. That's what makes the banana slippery. But if it was a normal, non-rotten banana, it wouldn't be that slippery. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a quick break and then we'll come back with the rest of the article.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。今天的课程主题很有趣哦。Are banana peels actually slippery？ 香蕉皮真的很滑吗？那有人去实测吗？不晓得。好 ，slippery 这个形容词就是形容湿滑的、容易打滑的。同学们也许都有看过卡通片里面的人物踩到香蕉皮滑倒，那香蕉皮真的有那么滑吗？其实新鲜的香蕉皮不是很滑，真正危险的是在烂掉的香蕉皮。对香蕉皮施加压力的时候，它就会释放一种滑溜的凝胶状物质。那比较熟的果皮会含有更多这种物质，而这种凝胶是存在于水果的细胞壁里面。当香蕉皮被踩到的时候，细胞壁会被压碎，那么凝胶就被释放出来了。好，来看单字 rotten。rotten 它是形容腐烂的、变质的。那它的动词 rot。R-O-T， 它可以表达腐烂、腐败。Rainbow 老师在讲解时，他有提到 slimy， S-L-I-M-Y， 它可以形容是黏滑的、黏糊糊的。老师还有提到 yucky， Y-U-C-K-Y， 那就可以形容是恶心的。 下一个单字 release， 它表示释出、排放。Mike 老师有提到释放花粉，植物释放花粉。那我们学一下，花粉的英文是 pollen，P-O-L-L-E-N。好，再看下一个单字 substance， 它表示物质，是个名词。那这边一个重点，我们进入文法时间。好，我们来看这个重点是 lie in something， 表示存在，在于什么什么，像可能某个问题啊、解决方法等等，在于点点点。那么动词 lie 在这边是当不及物用，它的三态是 lie、lay、lane。举例来说 ，She believes that true happiness lies in sharing。她认为真正的快乐在于分享。好啦，那么接着回到课文中。
The reason that slippery banana peels often feature in cartoons dates back to when bananas were introduced to New York City in the 19th century. At the time, there was no proper garbage disposal system, so people would throw their trash, including banana peels, onto sidewalks. As a result, people frequently slipped on the rotten peels. Today, city streets are much cleaner, and banana peels no longer pose a serious risk to pedestrians. Still, it's best to avoid stepping on any banana peels you may come across just to be safe.
All right, so this is an interesting question. In fact, it turns out that when we look at the science, there isn't really much of a reason that a fresh banana peel that you just took off the banana as you were eating it and threw on the ground, there isn't a lot of science to say that that banana peel will make the ground slippery. It's only when the banana starts to rot. So why do we think this? Well, let's get back. It says the reason the slippery banana peels often feature in cartoons dates back to when bananas were introduced to New York City in the 19th century.
That's a long time ago.
This is going back more than 100 years. And of course, at the time, they did have early cartoons, especially the drawn type in newspapers. And I think also in some of those old black and white movies, like with Charlie Chaplin or, you know, the Laurel and Hardy, you often see people falling on bananas. Those are also from around 100 years ago. At the time, way back then, there was no proper garbage disposal system, so people would throw their trash, including banana peels, onto sidewalks. They didn't have garbage trucks. They might not even have had garbage cans around the city. People often just threw stuff on the ground, so your chances of stepping on a banana peel or a rotten banana peel was much higher. It did happen.
That makes sense. That totally makes sense, right? Streets are cleaner now. As a result, people frequently slipped on the rotten peels because, of course, if nobody was cleaning, then the peels would rot very quickly. Okay, that totally makes sense. And it was probably something that happened frequently, which means a lot, you know, often. It's not just sometimes, it's a bit more than that. It would happen maybe 2 or 3 times a week. That could be pretty frequent. I visit my grandparents frequently. So that's not just once a while or once a month. 2 or 3 times a month, that could be pretty frequent to visit my grandparents.
Sure, it's the same as often, really.
Exactly. Okay, so the next sentence in the article. Today, city streets are much cleaner and banana peels no longer pose a serious risk to pedestrians. So we're not slipping every day. Still, it's best to avoid stepping on any banana peels you may come across just to be safe. And don't throw those peels on the floor, right? Because they could be rotten very soon and somebody could slip. That could be a risk.
True, absolutely. I wonder if the shoes that we wear also are good at lowering the risk. Right? We have running shoes that don't slip very easily. In the old days, they had leather shoes that were flat on the bottom.
Oh my gosh.
And that would also increase your risk of slipping on a banana peel or ice or water or anything like that, because a risk is a danger of something bad happening. That's all we're talking about here. If you want to avoid risks in your life, you have to be careful, follow the safety rules, always put on your seatbelt, always wear your helmet, always look both ways before you cross the street. These are risks that we have. The risk of getting hurt in an accident, falling off a bike, getting hit by a car. These are very common daily risks that we all deal with. If you do something dangerous as a hobby, that could be a high-risk activity or an activity that has a high level of danger. So a risk is a danger or a level of danger that you might want to control by being smart and doing the safe things. For example, climbing the mountain without ropes poses a risk to your safety, because if you slip and fall, the rope is not there to catch you. That would definitely be a high-risk sport or activity. All right, here's a low-risk activity, answering our what do you think question. You cannot break a bone by answering this question. Have you ever slipped on a banana peel or seen someone else slip on one? How did it happen?
Okay, well, I've already answered that, so I would say yes, I have. I didn't completely fall, but one time when it was raining, I did have a little slip, and it was a banana peel and a piece of other rotten trash. So I do have to say it could be pretty dangerous. I was at the night market, and there were things on the ground that were slippery, so be really, really careful when you're out there in the night market when there's food on the floor.
All right, that's all the time we have for today. Take care of yourselves, each other. Be careful out there. Don't slip on ice, oil, water, or rotten banana peels. And be safe. You never know when a rotten banana is planning to ruin your day. Very rarely. Bye.
Bye.
为什么滑溜的香蕉皮常出现在卡通片里面呢？这个原因啊，可以追溯到19世纪香蕉被引进纽约市的时候，当时啊没有适当的垃圾处理系统，所以人们就会把垃圾扔到人行道上面，这包括了香蕉皮，结果就造成人们常常在腐烂的果皮上滑倒。那现在因为城市街道干净多了，香蕉皮不再对行人构成威胁。那话说回来，如果在路上碰到香蕉皮，最好还是要避免踩到它啦。好，单字 frequently 它是副词，表示经常地、频繁地。那么 risk 表示危险、风险。Pose a risk to somebody or something 就可以表达对什么什么造成危险。其中这个动词 pose 就是有造成、产生的意思。好，这边两个重点，我们进入文法时间。好，我们来看第一个重点是 date back to 表示追溯至什么什么，始于点点点。那么之后是接过去的时间点或者是事件，要注意 date 在这边是当动词用哦。举例来说 ，The holiday dates back to Roman times。这个节日可以追溯至罗马时代。第二重点是 come across， 它表示偶然发现、无意间遇到，后面可以接人或事物，就跟 come upon 意思相同。那我们看两个例句哦。第一个例句是 He came across an old friend at the party。他在派对上遇到一位老朋友。那第二个例句是 We came upon a lovely cafe a few days ago。我们几天前偶然发现一间迷人的小餐馆。好啦，那以上是今天的讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
Are banana peels really as slippery as they seem in cartoons? Well, the truth is that fresh banana peels aren't very slippery. The real danger lies in their rotten ones. When pressure is applied to banana peels, they release a slippery gel-like substance, and older peels have more of this substance. The gel is found inside the fruit's cell walls. When the banana peel is stepped on, the cell walls are crushed and the gel is released. The reason that slippery banana peels often feature in cartoons dates back to when bananas were introduced to New York City in the 19th century. At the time, there was no proper garbage disposal system, so people would throw their trash, including banana peels, onto sidewalks. As a result, people frequently slipped on the rotten peels. Today, city streets are much cleaner, and banana peels no longer pose a serious risk to pedestrians. Still, it's best to avoid stepping on any banana peels you may come across just to be safe.
Hi everyone, today we'll be taking you to Tainan, and one place I would definitely visit when I am in Tainan is the Confucian Temple. There's a lot of history and story behind this place, and many people want to visit the temple. They want to touch Confucius' hand for more wisdom. I would definitely want to learn more about it, so let's go.
The Confucian Temple in Tainan is the premier academy of Taiwan and has a history of more than 300 years in Taiwan. After Zheng Qinggong's death, Chen Yonghua encouraged Zheng Jing to do his best to develop Taiwan, and they set up the Confucian Temple in Tainan. When you come to the temple, you can see many special relics with cultural significance. As soon as you enter the temple, you will see a large stone sign. This sign was put there to tell government officials and army officers to get off of their horses before entering the temple. It shows people's respect to Confucius. Also, there is a bronze statue of Confucius in the store. Everyone touches Confucius' hands for wisdom, so the rust on the hands was worn away. The temple also has a great ceremony. People who want wisdom can pluck the wisdom hair and celebrate Confucius' birthday together. Take a trip to the Confucian Temple to fully enjoy the ancient city atmosphere unique to Tainan.
I hope you guys gained a lot of wisdom learning about the Confucian Temple. There are many interesting things that we learned in our lesson today. For example, touching Confucius' hand to gain wisdom, as well as plucking the wisdom hair. So next time you're in Tainan, don't miss out on all the fun. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.